humanitarian based, basically motivated by the passing of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Because we just came out of the war. We just saw what we could do to ourselves as humanity, the atrocities that humans can create, and we said, no, we have to hold human rights supreme. Okay? So when we look at why did they bring it in 67? Because they needed this benefit, this mechanism, to start dipping into your pockets. And that was the start of this. In 1974, we have this increased pressure from the private bankers. They wanted control. That's when Canada plugged into the G7. Come on, be part of the boys club. We'll take care of you. You know, forget about the people. They just, you know, they're sheep. You got to ask yourself, okay, the private bankers been around. This game has been around since, I say, the U.S. got trapped by the private bankers in 1913. Why did they leave us alone for so many years? Because what they were doing was building their profit-making machine. Okay? Because they knew they were setting the stage. As much as we were more free, and as much as the money was keeping in our pocket, the trap was being set. Imagine what would happen if we could have kept those times going. But they knew what they were doing, and because we fell asleep. And so in 74, they started putting pressure on the government to take over the financing of the country. All the debts, all the bonds or whatever, the debts that we held to finance our country, creating no national debt, the banks, the private bankers started taking over those loans. And the second they took them over, they started adding interest to them. And there's the start of it. There's the reality of it. Okay, so after that point, government funding started coming from private banks at interest. That in itself is self-evident of the reality that can exist. Because right now we're living in the second part of that. So, their insatiable greed, it's nothing new. This game has, like I say, they've been planning it for years, and it's nothing new. Here's an excerpt out of the Bankers Association magazine in 1924. Okay, they reprinted it in 1934, but this one here, they both are fairly similar anyways. It goes, capital must be protected in every way possible. Debts must be collected, mortgages foreclosed as rapidly as possible. When through the process of law, the common people lose their homes, they will become more docile and more easily governed through the strong arm of government applied by a central power of wealth under leading financiers. These truths are well known among our principal men who are now engaged in forming an imperialism to govern the world. This push to a new world order is nothing new. Okay, this is 1924. It goes, by dividing the voter through the political party systems. Again, the liberals and the conservatives are a tag team destruction mechanism. Okay, oh, you get tired of these guys? We'll give you these guys. But they're working together to destroy and take over our country. Okay, we can get them, the people, to expend their energies in fighting of questions of no importance. Okay, 90% of the things that we complain about now are really the result of the problem they caused. And they do that on purpose. They keep us divided, fighting over important issues, but not really important issues. And while we're doing that, they're doing this to us. It is thus by discrete action we can secure for ourselves that which has been so well planned and so successfully accomplished. So let's look at what they've accomplished. Repetitive record profits. Right? National economic control. Who owns our country now? We bore it, we got to borrow it from them. Okay, individual economic servitude. It is not going to get any better. I don't care if every election you switch back and forth between liberals and conservative. It was never designed that way. What really this is when GST came in. Okay, the conservatives brought GST in. We all hated them, didn't we? We saw what that would do to our lives. Who stepped up to save us? The liberals. We promised to take it out. So what did we do? I did. I ran over there and voted for this one. Okay? What happened? Oh, sorry, we can't fulfill our promise. Boom, we live with GST. Okay? Now what is Harper doing? What did he do? I mean, now they're using, what GST was a 7-inch knife shoved into the heart of Canadians. And now Harper is using that, and he'll pull it out 1 inch. As an election promise. And we all clap and praise him. Yeah, you pulled the knife out 1 inch. And he wants a few more carrots, he'll pull it out another inch. He's got 7 inches to play with, and the one thing you can't be concerned is he's going to shove it in up to 9 or 10 inches. Okay? Thing needs to be taken out, thrown, and destroyed. Okay? Increased bankruptcies. GST caused 8 years of record bankruptcies in BC. And it probably would have caused more if it was not for, you know, they're not dumb. They're watching the stats. This came from a public trustee, one of these bankruptcy trustee guys. We were listening to a speech of his, and he was talking about these 8 years of record bankruptcies in BC. He said, after the 8th year, the CCRA came to him, the government came to him and said, look, start accepting more proposals because the stats are looking real bad. It was designed to destroy. See, what GST did, other than a lot of other taxes, see, federal sales tax, provincial sales, what do? They attach to the property. They really don't attach to your services. GST allowed the government to get a foothold into all the intangible labor elements of our society. And through that, they destroyed millions and millions of people. You see, it's a game. And really, in one essence, it's not about money. It's about controlling. It's about keeping the people suppressed and weak and tired so they can't take over these guys. Here's the other one, increased personal debts. Now, this is where they're working in tag team with the banks. How many people here, just because you were such a great client or whatever, got a pre-approved credit card? My dog got one too. I don't know. So again, you see, these are these mechanisms. How about the old days? You know, where we taught you want something, you save for it, and then you actually can own it. Okay? There's that old saying, it's probably biblical, spiritual. It's the borrower is a slave to the lender. They have our kids. They have most of us so economically enslaved, we have no more choices because they are our master. And now we're so afraid of losing the little they've allowed us to keep, we don't dare say a peep. Rather than letting it go, cleaning it up, and keeping everything that is rightfully ours. Increased poverty and homelessness. Okay, now, I don't ever believe we will get to the point where there'll be absolutely no poverty and absolutely no homeless. I think history has shown that that will always be an element in society, but not at the rapid rate it's increasing and growing now. Now, we're taught that, oh, those people who are living in poverty, they're lazy. Those people are homeless, they're lazy. Really? Really? When you actually look at the imminent destruction of the middle class. See, because this is how they view it. This is them. They're the, we'll call it self-proclaimed elite. Okay? This is what we're seeing. Increased poverty, increased homelessness. What is the commercial? There's 1 million people in Canada that have to choose between shelter or food. Okay? Where do you think these people come from? Are they all lazy? No, guess what? They were in here where all of us are. So it's only a matter of time because of these. See, people don't cause poverty, policies cause poverty. And it's only a matter of time that this circle is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Yeah, this one might grow. They may bring in a few more front lines to keep these guys in control, but they're destroying the backbone of this country. The people that actually work, not the parasites. They create all these parasitic offices to siphon off. And gee, wonder why poverty's on the increase, homeless is on the increase. Well, they just must all be lazy. No, they're victims of these guys' insatiable greed. And it will happen. You know, I don't know where you are in here, but I think the reality, when you see someone there, view them from this perspective. They just got beat up faster than you get beat up. Because I guarantee you, if you're in here, Jose, if you were going to be invited in this group, you wouldn't be here today. So this is the only future. This is the only future that is ultimately laying for all of us. If we don't wake up and start doing some stuff. Okay, because imagine what we can accomplish. We saw the reality. We saw the existence of financing infrastructures, financing social programs, humanitarian-based social programs. We've had it where the money was kept in the people's pocket. Okay? Imagine what we can accomplish when we just use what we already have. Which is the beauty of it, is we don't have to invent anything new. We have how do you say, it's been tried, tested, and proven, and then forgotten. And now all we got to do is remember. Okay? Then imagine what we can accomplish. Sound and stable economy with a semblance of permanent prosperity where we live to work instead of work just to survive. Is that not becoming more of a reality? Okay? It's just becoming a reality. I don't even know how to expand on that. The average person, if they were out of work for 2 weeks, 6 weeks, they're bankrupt. We were all on the edge. They know where that edge is. Some of the research I was doing was very interesting. I found when they wanted to make the economy feel prosperous, they lowered their take down to about 25% of skimming off the nation. When they wanted to hurt us a bit more, they raised it up to about 33. That was the range I saw they played in. They have total control. Okay? But imagine what we can accomplish if we just take back what is, or start using what is already ours. We can actually create true humanitarian-based social services, like true old age security. Instead of confusing people with this program, we make one program that is sufficient, well-balanced, and preserves the dignity of her seniors. Okay, now you got to understand.